It's the regional record extending 16th anniversary episode of the Jim King of the TV show on Fox 4 and the CW. And we're celebrating this landmark occasion with the Magnificent Milestones episode of the Jim King of the TV show, Southeast Texas style. During the half hour, we'll gaze in the rear view with highlights from our very first episodes in 2006.
Would you believe it? Jason Aldean in Beaumont. Is this your first time here, guy?
Yeah, it is. We were actually supposed to play here last year when the hurricanes came through and had to cancel the show. So this is actually a makeup show for us. We were actually on our way here last year when we got the call that they had evacuated the town and all that stuff. So we turned around and so this is the makeup show. So this is our first time here, and we're looking forward to it.
We'll feature the Honky Tonk Texas Fabulous Flashback. We'll also wear the Southeast Texas debut of Jason Brownie's new video as our Pine Tree Lodge music clip of the week from Nashville. We'll check out the Soggy Bottom Saloon events calendar. And Mark Nesmith will be in the Royal Spotlight. Sponsored by Bradley's Collision Center in Port Neches.
King of the road.
Howdy, and welcome to the Jim King of the TV show on Fox 4 and the CW. I'm Jim King of the Road. In this Magnificent Milestones episode, we're celebrating our regional record extending 16th anniversary. We're extending our regional record for a local, independently produced, entertainment-based TV program. We launched this entertainment extravaganza on Sunday, July 16th, 2006 on the old Fox 64. Man, how time flies when you're having a royal time. Of course, we launched King's Country Internet Radio on Independence Day 2011. In less than 100 years, radio has come a long, long way. We've gone from this to this. Alexa, play King's Country on TuneIn.
King's Country from TuneIn.
And this. Now you can stream us everywhere. King's Country streams the most magnificent country music mix on the planet 24/7. Stream King's Country Internet Radio on your PC, smart speaker, mobile device, or in your vehicle with your Bluetooth connection. King's Country streaming worldwide and crystal clear on TuneIn, iTunes, Live 365, and at kingscountry.net. And stream the multi-award-winning and nationally recognized Jim King of the Radio show, middays, Monday through Friday, on King's Country at kingscountry.net. It rules. Now stay with me as we climb aboard the KOTR time machine and gaze in the rear view at some highlights from our very first episodes. Man, how time flies when you're having a royal time. We're looking in the rear view at our very first episodes from way back in July 2006 on the old Fox 64 in Beaumont.
Extra large and turbocharged. It's the King of the Road show.
Jim King of the Road.
Hi, it's Jim King, also known as Jim King of the Road. For years, I've had a radio show on Kicker 95.1, and maybe you've read my column in the Examiner, Cruising with King of the Road. Well, now we can cruise on the TV, Fox 64. We'll go to all the best festivals, concerts,
and rodeos. This week, we'll look in the rear view at Kirbyville's Magnolia Festival. And we'll check out the recent Jason Aldean and Sweet Root concert at Wild Bill's. Fasten your seatbelt and get ready for a fun ride. It's the King of the Road show.
Would you believe it? Jason Aldean in Beaumont. Is this your first time here, guy?
Yeah, it is. We were actually supposed to play here last year when the hurricanes came through and had to cancel the show. So this is actually a makeup show for us. We were actually on our way here last year when we got the call that they had evacuated the town and all that stuff. So we turned around and so this is the makeup show. So this is our first time here, and we're looking forward to it.
Well, you've got a really inspirational show story. Starting a few years ago, you were just about ready to pack it in, weren't you? You're going to give it like 6 more months and head back to Georgia?
Yeah, I mean, I'd been in Nashville for about 5.5 years at that point and had been playing clubs for probably 7 years prior to that 5. So I'd been at it for a while and moved to Nashville. And like a lot of artists, new artists when they move to town, I mean, you just kind of go through a lot of the ups and downs. And Nashville can put you through the ringer sometimes. Right. And for me, it was kind of that. And things had just changed from the time I moved there, until the time, 5.5 years later. I moved there, I was by myself, and I could live off bologna sandwiches. But, 5.5 years later, I had a wife and a daughter. And your priorities kind of start changing a little bit at that point. And for me, it was just a thing where I was trying to be responsible and do what I had to do to live. And so I actually played a show in Nashville. It was like one of my last showcases I had there. And there was a record label supposed to be there. They called about 5 minutes before I went on stage and said they weren't going to show up. They weren't going to make it. And I met a guy after the show who wanted to work with me. And at that point, I didn't have anything to lose. I was like, yeah, okay, man, you get me a record deal, I'll let you work with me. It was, it was kind of that simple. And 5.5 weeks later, I had a record deal or an offer. And so that was kind of when things started turning around a little bit. And it just kind of went from there. We started making an album, signed with Broken Bow Records, and they were ready to get to work, and so was I. So it was a good fit.
Still play the heck out of your stuff, and you'll have more number ones. Your Johnny Cash song did really well.
Yeah, it was a big song for us last year, man. We had a lot of great stuff happen for us last year. We were out on tour with Rascal Flatts all year, and released the second album, and Johnny Cash was the first single off of that. So it really helped us to launch that second album and kind of gave us that big song we needed, and it was a good year.
Yeah. Little known fact about that song, Beaumont boy Tracy Byrd cut that. I don't think he ever released it as a single, but it was on one of his albums.
Yeah, he did, as a matter of fact. And we were actually going to cut it and put it on my first album, and at the last minute, the publishing company called us and told us that they were giving the song to Tracy, and so I don't think he was aware of the fact that we were getting ready to cut it. I don't think he knew that, but he cut the song, and I don't know what happened, but it was on a greatest hits record, but it never came out as a single. So we had the opportunity to record it and put it on the second album, and so that's what we did. And no offense to Tracy, but I'm glad he never put it out.
Still to come, we'll air the Southeast Texas debut of Jason Brownie's new video as our Pine Tree Lodge music clip of the week from Nashville. We'll also feature the Honky Tonk Texas Fabulous Flashback. And Mark Nesmith will be in the Royal Spotlight. Sponsored by Bradley's Collision Center in Port Neches. We'll check out the Soggy Bottom Saloon events calendar. But next, we'll gaze in the rear view at some more highlights from our first 830 episodes. Man, how time flies when you're having a royal time. It's the regional record extending 16th anniversary episode of the Jim King of the TV show.